Hello guys, the world is a pretty crazy place right now. So I'm gonna find some peace of mind by talking about J-Hope's 전지적참견시점, the manager, or also known as Omniscient Interfering View. So I watched the full episode last night. There was a first episode last week. I did a summary on my channel, and then here's the second episode. A lot of you asked me about where you can watch these episodes, so I think I attached the links to individual videos on YouTube. But they haven't provided English subtitles. I don't know if they ever do it later on. So like M2 I will attach links this time too. Like there are like 3 channels where you can watch these individual like footage though. M2 NBC, that's the channel name, and then they have a separate channel for this particular show, 전지적참견시점. So that's where you can watch them. I think if you like search online, I don't know, using social media or Google, there are always people who provide subtitles, like full episode with subtitles, although they are often auto-generated, machine-generated subtitles. But here is the video that I have created to summarize some of the key highlights that I thought were pretty notable. And I gotta say, watching this episode, these 2 episodes, and this is the final one, has made me even a bigger fan of J-Hope. Yeah, I'm respecting him more and more. So let's talk about this one by one. I think I've made like, how many highlights? About like 14 highlights, 15 highlights? Okay, so this episode started with showing J-Hope right after the second concert in Bangkok, Thailand. Right, so he was exhausted. And J-Hope talked about how he has planned only 3 official group dinners. So 회식, that's a Korean word for group dinner, for the whole tour. So he only planned 3 official group dinners for a whole tour, carefully choosing cities based on schedules and conditions, physical conditions. So for example, after the Bangkok concert, there was no group dinner because he had to head out to Macau for the next schedule, right? So May 10th and 11th, that's where he had a concert in Bangkok, and then May 17th and May 18th, that's when he had a concert in Macau. So after the Bangkok concert, he rested in his hotel instead, and this clearly shows his work ethics, right? Carefully managing his own like physical conditions, and doesn't go out partying all night just because he's done with his schedules in a specific city. So the episode started with him ordering room service for dinner. And then he said that he has a personal like post-concert routine where he orders room service, usually bibimbap, which is spicy cold noodles, Korean spicy cold noodles, and beef tenderloin steak or beef steak. And he mentioned that this is a favorite for both him and BTS members, right? Long-time routine of J-Hope, the combination of steak and bibimbap. And then, yeah, here we go. And then I saw some pictures of other members enjoying this combination, namely Jungkook as well. And then, yeah, fans know that BTS love bibimbap, and they often mix it with steak, the meat. And then RM even said that it's my 3rd day eating it, and I'm still not tired of it. And then during this episode, the show's panel praised how J-Hope always eats with genuine gratitude. And J-Hope even said it himself. Every time I eat, I feel gratitude. And here we go. We see him feeling happy and thankfulness. And this continues next morning as well, as he had breakfast. And then we also see him working hard right after the concert for dance practice and music video filming, right? Despite finishing a big show, he immediately went back to choreography practice and even shot a music video in Thailand due to tight scheduling. And he noted that filming abroad was the only way to keep things on track, as there wasn't enough time back in Korea. So the panel was impressed by how meticulous and disciplined J-Hope is with time management and planning. And then we actually saw him practicing with his dancers for the first time for the track Killing It Girl. So J-Hope knew all his dancers by name and personally greeted them by name. And also I've learned that J-Hope personally handpicked each member through social media searches. So he looked through potential dancers that he could recruit as his team, dance crew. And then many dancers have danced with him before, and some were new additions. So this was pretty impressive, how he was actively involved with recruitment as well. And he emphasized how important energy and vibe are to him. And then he compared his crew to a Avengers lineup. So here we go, Team J-Hope. I saw one user said on X, Team J-Hope, the team that Hobi handpicked himself. Hobi found each dancer on social media and contacted them. They were all doing their own thing, and Hobi brought them together to create Team J-Hope for Killing It Girl. Some of them were also part of the Mona Lisa crew. Only Hobi could put such a passionate and talented group together. They respect, appreciate, and admire Hobi, the boss, as some of them call him. And most importantly, Hobi seems so happy and comfortable with them. I hope they can continue to perform with Hobi, maybe for Lollapalooza and any other upcoming performances he has planned, but also in the future, because what a team Hobi created. A genius in everything he does. And yeah, these guys are absolutely killing it. I'm not sure if you have been watching the music shows that he was involved with in Korea. And watching this episode made me admire his performance even more for the track Killing It Girl. Man. And then I appreciated the fact that the broadcast included the names of all the dancers for this episode. Yeah. So that was the Avengers lineup. Yeah, the subtitle. I think it was a subtitle that says My Avengers. Yeah, Avengers lineup. Thanks for being with me, he said. Let's make something crazy cool. Yeah, I like that line. And then he communicated with the dancers. He admitted that he's not that good at English, and he struggles, and he feels kind of concerned and kind of stressed out, whenever he has to speak English. But when it comes to performance, like the vibe and the energy and the dance are the ultimate language that overcomes any barrier, right? And the manager, Andasor, said that J-Hope once again planned all 3 singles in advance while making music in the US. So Sweet Dreams, Mona Lisa, and Killing a Girl. We have already talked about during the last episode how J-Hope is the ultimate J for MBTI, right? Planning everything in advance. And J-Hope said that as soon as he heard Killing a Girl, he immediately felt that this is mine, right? And he also said the other members heard it early and praised the song and performance choreography as well. And I think it was a recent Station Head episode where one of the fans asked him, which member of BTS do you want to see dancing for Killing a Girl? And I think J-Hope answered Namjoon, RM. He would love to see RM dancing to Killing a Girl. Maybe that day will come. And then the broadcast actually showed us the full practice. Not the full practice, but run through. And, even I felt that even during this was his first group rehearsal, right? Beforehand, J-Hope practiced on his own. But even during the first rehearsal, he was already close to stage ready because he had been practicing constantly. And the manager, Andasor, told us about it, right? He practiced every time he had time, even under the shower. and anytime he had a spare moment. And when he came to Korea, in the midst of the world tour, he went to practice room and practiced on his own. Straight up JHOPE style. 진짜 쉬지 않고 준비했어요. He prepared and practiced without taking any break. 안다솔 said. And then the panel and the broadcast also emphasized that even within the team BTS, he is the leader when it comes to performance and choreography, right? The leadership as dance captain, 안무 팀장, as they call him. And they showed us some, old footage released by Big Hit Music, how the members praise J-Hope's dance skills. And then J-Hope maintains clear rules, right? Work hard when it's time and rest when it's time. 할 때는 하고 쉴 때는 쉬자. Work hard, play hard. Or work hard, rest hard. And then they talked about how even on the day Dynamite hit #1 on Billboard, J-Hope gathered all the members for choreography practice, which was also in Jungkook's birthday. So during this episode, the members congratulated each other and said how this is the greatest gift for Jungkook for his birthday. And then they kind of wished that they could take a break from choreography. And they said that we can do that as long as J-Hope allows us. And then J-Hope said, nope, we gotta practice. And this is one of many reasons why I absolutely admire this team, because they live by principle. And it's J-Hope's principle, right? He said, we can enjoy this because we work hard. So let's never forget that. So I absolutely love this. Yeah, dance captain. Also, we've heard a little bit of his childhood, which he also talked about during the radio show program. What was it that I've covered on my channel a few days ago? 배철수의 음악 camp, right? The music camp by 배철수. So he fell in love with dance during a 5th grade talent show and convinced his mom to send him to dance classes. His dad, on the other hand, was a high school literature teacher, right? So he initially opposed, but now supports him fully. And there's even a commemorative stone that his dad placed in their yard at home to honor him, which was kind of funny. And then the panel kind of joked, what if his dad still opposes J-Hope being an artist, a musician, or dancer, even after he became a global star? So that was a funny moment. Saying that, what if his dad still says, are you still performing? That was pretty funny. And then, this was also impressive, how J-Hope is such a perfectionist. So, how I said, even during the first run-through, they were already stage ready, but J-Hope wasn't satisfied. So he wanted to tweak things until it matches the feeling and the vibe that he wants, right? And he was sensitive to whether the group's collective energy stays true to his vision, right? So I saw that the whole crew was super energetic, but J-Hope caught that he wants the separate moments of energetic moments, but also smooth moments. So he wanted that transition. So collective energy, staying true to his vision, getting the details right by talking with the staff, and then it just gets better and better. I love this crew, So here was a full run through that they included. They're literally killing it. The panel especially praised Elisa. And then if you have seen the music shows lately, the energy, they're getting bolder and bolder and even getting sexier. So I just love it. So they practiced for 6 hours straight. And mind you, this was right after he finished his concert in Bangkok. So super impressive. One user said, "It's insane how HYBE gave us 4 live music show stages in a week right after his Hope on the Stage tour finale. None of it are the same concept. All killer stage productions, never boring, and uniquely his. This man never disappoints, an artist through and through. Let's give him the flowers he deserves. Keep on stream, vote and buy Killing a Girl." And we shouldn't forget, shout out to the whole crew, the team JHOPE, and all the individual dancers, because, yeah. And a lot of people say how he's raising the bar in Korean music shows. And I mean, there are phenomenal dancers in Korea as well. So I'm not going to say that how the American dancers or international dancers are just better. But what I love is that by bringing in these international dancers to Korean music shows, he's bringing different vibes and colors and energies, right? Making it more diverse. And this is what I mean when BTS contributes to the industry getting better and more diverse and more energetic. So they are absolute game changer, I believe. So that was good. And after he had a 6-hour practice, he went out for dinner. So there was a bonding time with the staff. And then, so they visited a Thailand night market with his manager, Andasor, and his hairstylist, what was it? Park Taeju? I think that was his name. Park Neju. And then his bodyguard, the famous Mr. Lee. And the broadcast talked about how he has been with BTS since their since their debut, and is well known among fans as Mr. Lee. And then back from 2016, 2019, fans love this man, right? Yeah, Mr. Lee, finally, we love you too. Bangtan protector. Yeah. So they talked, and then here's a hairstylist we've talked about during the last episode. And he was also featured in Jungkook's documentary, I Am Still, how he cried right after he gave him a buzz cut. I think I talked about during the previous video. And BTS members and the whole team are known for keeping long-term loyal staff, which I also appreciate. So they had great time having delicious food. J-Hope ordered egg banana roti, and then it was a cute moment where he gave a bite to each of his staff. And then, of course, this classic J-Hope expression after he eats something great. I love that. I'm still looking forward to the very first Bangtan mukbang moment that we'll be experiencing in the next few months, hopefully. And then they had dinner, proper dinner at a restaurant. They talked about a lot of things like J-Hope's military stories. And he shared stories about like military training. They also talked about like the music video for Killing a Girl, and said how it will be extremely challenging for other artists to do dance challenges. And I saw that J-Hope did do dance challenges, and I'm pretty sure he's still doing it. But I saw how they have like minimized the choreo for other artists from other groups, so to make it easier for them to participate, which makes sense because the choreo for this one is another level. And then, they also included this footage where Mr. Lee did dance challenge with J-Hope for Sweet Dreams. And then the fans loved it. Had a great time having delicious food. And J-Hope said since that night, he fell in love with Thai food. Oh, and here. So over dinner, he shared stories about military training. And J-Hope said he wanted to be a drill instructor because the food at the boot camp was so good. So he studied super hard for the instructor exam because there were many subjects that you need to pass. And then he joked that if he had studied English that hard, he'll be fluent by now. And the hairstylist Park Neju, Mr. Park, did very well leading the discussion. So he asked him about J-Hope's junior, who was seen during a Seoul concert, right? And where was it? Yeah, so the junior, his J-Hope's junior, even bought a ticket and came to his concert. And we all saw this footage, right? His name is Hyunho. And then J-Hope said that most of his fans at his concert are female. But then during his performance, he saw one very super tall guy, and he immediately recognized him being his junior from the military. So he even made comments during the concert. Hey, Hyunho, why are you here? Super pleasantly surprised. And the staff mentioned how he must have been a really great instructor and colleague during the military, given the fact that even his junior came all the way to his concert, buying a ticket on his own. And then there was a cool story. Yeah, so J-Hope said himself that it's kind of embarrassing, but I gotta admit that I did really well in the military. It was loved by a lot of people on his base. And then the broadcast also included these letters that different military personnel wrote to congratulate J-Hope for his discharge, right? For example, on the right is the first platoon leader, Sergeant First Class Lee Min-soo, who said, "A flower is beautiful whether it's in bloom or wilted. Sergeant Chung Woo-seok was a truly admirable flower, even in the army. I sincerely congratulate you on your discharge." And on the left, it was a letter written by 5th Platoon Leader, Staff Sergeant Yoon Moon-jung, who said, "To Ho-seok, congrats on your discharge. Watching how hard you always worked taught me a lot too. Now I hope you go back to doing what you love and use your influence in amazing ways. I will always root for you. Once again, congratulations and stay healthy." So sweet. And then another cool story, J-Hope paid for his entire unit's MT trip. MT is a very Korean expression. It's literally membership training, acronym for membership training, but it's basically having fun by traveling together to a some place and then have like sleepover and stuff. But J-Hope paid for the trip for his entire unit in his class, since he couldn't join due to his own schedules, and how these guys were all thankful because of that. Yep. And what else? Yeah. He also talked about how he was very serious about doing well in the military and being friendly with other people, because to others it will be a very memorable experience to do military service with J-Hope, right? So he approached them first by being friendly and just by being himself. And then there was also moments where he aimed to be a good soldier beyond just doing the minimum, and he's still in keeping in touch with other members from his military camp or military base. And then the manager Andasur said this: before he got enlisted, at first when he was about to enlist, I just hoped that he would get through without any trouble or complaints from others. So I gave him a lot of advice. but he went beyond that. He didn't just do what was expected. He did even more. And then J-Hope said that, that's just how I am. If I'm going to do something, I might as well go all in. No cutting corners. And he said his military experience really strengthened his sense of responsibility. And then he tried to build good memories with his fellow soldiers. And like I said, still keeps in touch. What else? Oh, this part, I think. How there was a system where he earned special honors, like elite soldiers, and he ran up to 500 kilometers for bonus leave. That system is now gone, but basically, if you run 800 kilometers in total, you get about 5 days off. So J-Hope said, I was running about 10 kilos almost every day. And they would give you different extra days off, depending on how far you ran. J-Hope didn't make it to 800 because the program got discontinued while he was still working on it, but he got to about 500 kilometers in total, which is basically a distance from Seoul to Busan, which is super impressive. And then J-Hope said that, yeah, it was no joke. And every time I came home on leave, my mom would ask, what on earth did you do? Why are your calves so huge now? And then J-Hope said that I realized that she was right. My calves got so big from all the running. So later, I started using a yoga ring at home to loosen them up. Yoga ring is something like this, looks like this. Big calves, he said, can make your legs look shorter. So I thought this is bad and started managing them about a month or two before my discharge. So he's super disciplined and professional when it comes to physical management as well for his looks. Professional. Yep. That's how he looked so good on the discharge day. And then they also included other members' discharge events as well. What else? Also, the footage from his concert. BTS Forever, they said, through subtitles. Yep. And then his mindset after spending time in the military. He got even more disciplined and grateful for every opportunity. And whenever there are like hard moments or struggles, he thinks to himself, I have gone through the military, so this is a piece of cake, he said. 식은 죽 먹기지. Yeah, and a hairstylist Park Nae-jun mentioned that through this world tour, he has felt new sense of respect for J-Hope because of how disciplined he is when it comes to time management, because it makes their job so much easier for the staff. Because a lot of celebrities, they don't stick to schedules and they are late to a lot of, events and stuff. But J-Hope, he sticks to his schedule like minute basis. So that makes their job so much easier. So even though the staff spend so much time with J-Hope already, they now feel new sense of admiration for him. Yep. J-Hope said, the time management is a basic thing that you need to keep. And I don't want to make others' job harder because of me. Says. Oh, and this was kind of something that I didn't know. During the Mexico concert, he got the flu. J-Hope got the flu with a 39.5 Celsius degrees fever, and he could barely move. He literally said that I almost passed out. And when manager Andasol came over to his room on the concert day to check on him, J-Hope asked him to save me, 살려달라. It was that bad. Or help me, he whispered, for the first time ever. So, yeah, 39.5 Celsius degrees fever. He could barely move. 몸이 안 움직이는 거예요. Mexico concert. Thankfully, there was a Korean hospital local hospital nearby. So the doctor did very well. So he was able to recover quickly. And he even invited the doctor to his concert. And then this was pretty funny and impressive. The manager, Andasor, communicated with the staff from Big Hit, probably in Korea, and then told him that J-Hope is super sick right now. But because he was flawless during the Mexican concert, and we already have seen him, how flawless he was. Super impressive. So the Big Hit Big Hit staff, after seeing him perform, said to Andasor, Mr. An, didn't you say he was sick? Because it was not noticeable. So once again, work ethics. J-Hope said that regardless of the condition that I'm in, before I'm on stage or when I'm on stage, I need to perform, or literally I need to become a person who's able to perform. So that's great. Next, Mr. An, the manager Andasor, asked him about his plans after the world tour, that what he wants to do after the tour is over. And J-Hope said that he wants to spend more time creating a solid, polished solo album, not just singles that he, because he released 3 singles, but he wants to work on a solid, polished solo album. But of course, he said he's getting ready for full BTS group activities. So, yeah, that's his priorities, everyone. And then they showed us J-Hope filming the music video. Even the director of the music video, J-Hope searched for and found himself. Cody Crutchlet. Yep. Because Killing a Girl is a very foreign or international or American song. So J-Hope wanted to find a local or foreign director for the music video. It was a super hot day, but they still killed it and then made a masterpiece. All right, the end of the broadcast included some video messages, heartfelt video letters. So the manager, Andasor, said this: I never once thought that BTS would be a short-lived group. You have all worked so hard and done so well. I believe that you will continue to sing and be loved for a long time, like the Beatles overseas. And I hope I can keep walking that road alongside you. That's pretty sweet. And then the video message from J-Hope to Andasor. As always, thanks to you that I can stay healthy and safe while working. Watching this video now, I can see all the extra things that you quietly handle behind the scenes, and I will never forget that effort. I really hope we keep working happily together for a long time. Thank you so much. Hey. And then the video message from J-Hope to the BTS members. This was included as as part of the preview that I talked about last time. But he said, by the time you see this, you will all be out too. You guys must all be back as well. You've worked so hard. We really gave it our all, didn't we? So let's get ready and make something amazing together as BTS. Love you. So there you go. Great episode. And having watched this, I already told you how I feel even greater admiration and respect for this guy. And I'm pretty sure those who have watched this episodes, even if they are not armies, not members, not fans, many of them, I believe, will fall in love with J-Hope and eventually fall in love with this group. Because believe it or not, a lot of Korean people still do not know BTS when it comes to individual members, right? I mean, everyone knows the group name, but if you, ask some random guy on the street and ask them to name 7 members of BTS, I think many of Korean people would not be able to do that. So, which is why they show up for these entertainment contents, so that, spread a word, spread a good word to show everybody how amazing this group is and how amazing these individual members are. So, super entertaining and impressive episode. All right, I hope this was informative. We were able to get to know other staff members as well, like including Andasor, the manager, and the hairstylist, and of course Mr. Lee. But Mr. Lee being Mr. Lee, the bodyguard and the protector, he wasn't talkative. He said very few things, but I was glad to see him included in the broadcast. So yeah, let me know which part of the episode was your favorite. Once again, I will include links to these footages, the videos that you can watch on YouTube. Hopefully they will include English subtitles, like natural subtitles as well. But before that happens, I hope that this video was informative enough to help you understand what was going on during the broadcast. All right, let's stay positive, respectful, and classy. Peace, love. Bye-bye.